guys, so today I'm bringing you my Friday reads for this past week. Yeah, I read a fair bit. I got through like 4 books and I'm working on a 5th one, so I'm pretty happy with my reading speed this week. I haven't really read that much though from like Monday to today. I've been kind of really busy doing other things. Like Wednesday I was in Toronto all day buying books. And I had school on Tuesday and I worked yesterday, and like my niece and nephew were over, so that meant I got like no reading done because they're exhausting and really loud. And yeah, Monday I worked in the middle of the day and then just didn't have the focus to continue reading. So most of this was done last weekend. So I read Please Ignore Vera Diets by A.S. King. I got this in my quarterly box from Book Riot. I didn't really like this. I picked this up off my shelf because I was reorganizing my bookshelves. If everything goes according to plan, I should be posting my bookshelf tour next week. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy this. I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. I read it really quickly. I read it in like a sitting, so it's a really easy read, but I just didn't enjoy it. But the reason I read it is because I was reorganizing my bookshelves and my like YA cube, it was getting overflowing, and I'm like, well, I need to read some of these and get rid of them. So I quickly flew through that. I finished Silas Marner by George Eliot. I really like this. It was so sweet. It's just such a sweet story. It's really short. It's only like 215 pages. But I really like this. I got this and The Mill and the Floss on the same day, and I decided to read this over The Mill and the Floss based on what my friends had said. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Basically, this is the story of Silas, and he is a weaver, and he's kicked out of his community at the beginning of the novel. And then he kind of like, he accumulates a lot of wealth, and something happens to that wealth, but then he ends up adopting a child, and it's just really sweet. And the characters I didn't like got handed their just desserts, which I was really happy about. I was reading this and I'm like, this one character, his name's I think it's Dunstan or Durnstan. Oh, hang on, I just saw it. Dunstan. And I'm like, oh, I hope you come to a bad end. And he totally did, so I was really happy. Thank you, George Eliot, for making bad characters get their just desserts. It looks a lot at class struggles and at like prejudices, so I really like this. I would highly recommend this. It's not... I still love Middlemarch because Middlemarch was my first George Eliot book, but I do really like this and I can't wait to read The Mill and the Floss. I also finished Adolphe by Benjamin Constant. I've talked about this in the past couple Friday reads that I was working my way through this, and I just hadn't gotten around to it because I kept on picking up other books, but I finally finished this. I did quite enjoy this. It is a tragic love story. Basically, it's a younger man falling in love with an older woman and the repercussions of that. And he like took her away from one of his friends, and his friend is more powerful, so all that stuff. It's not heartwarming. It's not... I don't know. Silas Marner, really good book, really heartwarming, like nice, friendly, cheerful read. This is not so cheerful. It's a little bit tragic, but sometimes you like tragic, and you cringe a little bit at the main character's, Adolphe's, choices, because you're like, if you just finished it, it would be so much, like, finished the affair, it would be so much better. Basically, it's kind of like Anna Karenina light a little bit. Yeah, I would compare this to Anna Karenina, but if you're kind of want to get the feel for what Anna Karenina's like, read this. A little bit different in that the woman in question is not the narrator, and in Anna Karenina she is. She's a little bit lower class. She's a mistress, not a wife, but she does end up having an affair that consumes her and kind of wrecks her life. So, but I did really enjoy this. Next up, I finished The Odyssey. Now, I'm holding up my Robert Fagles translation, which I got at BMV for like $6.99. There's a couple bends to it, but that's fine. I actually didn't read this. I listened to this on audiobook. I decided to sign up for Audible to try it out. I will not post anything. I'm not an affiliate of Audible. I know there's been some flack for some booktubers using like Audible links to make money. I am not an affiliate of Audible. I just decided to try it and I found this one and it was narrated by Ian McKellen. So basically Gandalf told me the story of the Odyssey for like 14 hours. I listened to this on my commute on my iPhone, which I don't have near me. I really enjoyed this. I really like audiobooks for this kind of thing. I listened to like, I would say about 2 to 3 hours, anywhere between 2 and 4 hours a week to get through this. This actually is fairly short, all things considered. I've looked at some of them. Middlemarch is like 30 hours and I was tempted to try it. I really want to try to find a nice narrated version of the Iliad because I find it kind of hard to read these. I don't know about you. I find them really interesting, but I get sidetracked because they're broken up so differently and they tend to repeat themselves a lot. So I found that the audiobook was the way I wanted to listen to this and read this. If you guys want to have a debate about whether or not audiobooks count as real books, you can talk about it in the comments. I've decided that they're real books. You're getting the same information. I paid attention to it. I feel like I have a fairly good grasp on the Odyssey, having listened to it but through audiobook. But yeah, so I'm having trouble finding a copy of the Iliad that I like. Unfortunately, the Fagles translation for the Iliad is abridged. This one wasn't, and I refuse to listen to an abridged version, and all the unabridged ones, I don't like the narrator, which is one of the features I like about Audible. They'll give you like 5 to 10 minutes of the audiobook so you can tell if you're gonna like the narrator. Or the translation's weird, like the the Lattimore translation, which is apparently truer to the ancient Greek. I've heard, I don't know for sure, but the pronunciation and the spelling of the characters' names is different, which I found very weird. But yeah, so I haven't found one that I like yet. I'm slowly going through the list of the Iliad audiobooks that they have on Audible and trying to pick out my next one to listen to. And then for the book I am in the process of reading is Gustave Flaubert's Madame Bovary. I am reading this at the suggestion of my friend Christine. She pushed this on me. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only like 128 pages. This is the book that I was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna finish this tomorrow. Like my class was canceled, got off work at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I've got all day to read this. I'm totally gonna finish it. And then my niece and nephew came over and I read like a chapter last night. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm hoping to finish this by next week because there's some other books that I really want to read. I really want to get on to read Evelyn Waugh's Vile Bodies and Tessa the D'Urvilles and a bunch of other stuff. I have a bunch of books coming and I bought a bunch of books this week because I went to Toronto with my friend Christine and we went to BMV and I got like 5 Penguin English Library editions for like 30 bucks. Which is really exciting. So my book haul this month is going to be really big, but I have decided I'm not going to apologize for that anymore and like pretend that I feel bad about it because I'm just really excited to read all my books. But yeah, so that is what I have read this week. A couple things. The I Like Big Books thing is still going on. We are reading Wives and Daughters right now. I have finished it, as you guys know if you've watched my Friday reads and my updates. But I've created a Goodreads group and we are currently voting on the next book to read. Right now Wilkie Collins' The Women in White is winning. There's like 12 people in the group, but if you guys want to join I'll put a link down below. Apparently my Tumblr link was not the correct Tumblr link, so I will fix that in this video as well. My friend Christine pointed that out, that it actually just leads to an error page. Yeah, that's about it. I think on Monday, now I'm not making any promises, but I'm going to try and film my bookshelf tour. I'm going to do it in 2 parts. I'm going to do the shelf behind me, which is like my special collection shelf, and then the shelf that's over there, which you guys see sometimes in videos when I film with my bed as my backdrop, which is my like main collection. And I will hopefully have that up over the next couple weeks, which is really exciting. I was going to try and wait until I didn't have any books coming in like the mail, but that's never gonna happen. I'm always gonna have books coming in the mail. So I've pretty much just decided to do it. So yeah, so I will see you guys on Monday, hopefully with my bookshelf tour. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.